just getting ready to kick it off here at Shotwell Stadium. Class 4A Division II by-district competition about to be underway as Stephenville Yellowjackets get set to kick. Right after this kickoff return, we'll go over the sparred kid for this evening. Ball is approached. Virgin's end-over-end pooch kick will come to the near sideline, and it will go out of bounds. And so, wonderful field position starting for the Andrews Mustangs. Not any at all what the Stephenville Yellowjackets wanted to do on the opening kickoff. And Johnny, I'll let you quickly go to the sparred.
Our Stephenville Parks and Recreation athlete of the week this week is Gordon Carroll. And Gordon started his athletic career at Stephenville Parks and Recreation. Good things can happen for your kid, too. I think they're going to make them kick it again.
Well, this is interesting. Stephenville this year, when they've had the wind, have tried to kick the ball deep. Are not going to do that today. Instead, they're going to elect to have Virgin kick the ball and try to angle one to the sideline to keep it away from the deep men for the Mustang. Burners, Newbro, and McCain standing at about their own 12-yard line. Andrews in the gold helmet, white jerseys, black pants, black socks, black shoes with black trim on the jerseys. Stephenville with their Navy headgear, Navy jerseys, and white pants, trim numbers, and gold.
I bet it's hot in those Navy shirts.
I would agree. Virgin getting set. We'll try to kick this one off again. End over end deep kick is away, and it will chase going back. Newbro at about the 5, comes to the 10, 15, 20, finds a little seam out to the 32-yard line, and that's where he will be brought down. And so Andrews actually loses 3 yards, because if they had accepted the penalty with the ball going out of bounds, could have had it at their own 35. Stephenville kicks again, kicks it deep, and actually is spotted at the 31, so a loss of 4 yards. What they would have had if they'd taken the penalty, and that's where the Andrews Mustangs will begin 1st and 10 as we begin the Bank of America first quarter.
Well, and here's the defense of your state championship right here for the Stephenville Yellowjackets. And get ready to watch number 32. Starts about 7 yards deep. He'll be coming right up the gut.
Kello under center, the quarterback I formation with Woods at the tail. Woods takes the pitch to the left side, and he is hammered behind the line of scrimmage. He will keep his feet churning and get back to the line of scrimmage. First there for the Jackets was Robert Harrison. Harrison stepping up quickly. Maybe even a gain of 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
And Stephenville comes out and starts in their base 4-3 defense. And again, they just tried that toss. Did you notice that toss was a little low down about the thigh pad?
He almost juggled it almost momentarily, did Woods, as he was trying to look for his hole. 2nd down and 9.
Remember Coach Briles said we want to leave them in 3rd and long, not 3rd and short.
Split backs this time with Woods still the tailback. Nunez is the fullback coming in motion to the near side. Straight drop for Kello, throwing out the flats, has his receiver, it is caught, and he has dropped about 4 yards short of the yardage needed for the first down. A gain of about 4 to 5 on the reception. We'll wait on the spot. Making the catch on that side, I believe, was it Ben Huddleston, 82?
Yes.
It was Huddleston making the catch. It'll be 3rd down and about 3.5, almost 4 needed for the Mustangs. And this is not a scenario that Art Briles would like, because Andrews in this point can either pitch or hand the ball to Woods, in which they have confidence can get to 4 yards, or they can throw.
Look how many people were in the box that last time, Boots. Let's see if they do that again.
Split receivers to both sides, I formation again for the Mustangs. Kello is under center. Woods is at the tail. The fullback is Nunez, giving the ball to Woods. Flags are down. He's wrapped up at the line. Will not make it even back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. It'll be 4th down.
That might be offside.
Let's wait and see the flag. If it is offsides against Stephenville, it is an automatic 1st down. If it is illegal motion against Andrews, it'll be declined. Illegal motion against Andrews, I believe they will decline the penalty.
Well, that's what Coach Briles wanted. Did you see they went to that 52 defense that time, Boots? And that was great penetration that time by the defensive line.
The official, the side judge in front of the Stephenville coaching staff that threw the penalty on the illegal motion against Andrews, as soon as they made the call, the Stephenville coaching staff was quick to go out and pick up the flag and throw it back to the official and say thanks a lot. Getting ready to kick for the Mustangs is McCain. Snap back to him. Kick is away. Briles is the deep man, but this kick is straight up in the air and then will go out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Just trying to angle it away from Briles was McCain on the punt. The punt will go 30 yards. Effective kick from the standpoint there was no return. Stephenville will start at their own 33-yard line. First possession of the Jackets here in the Bank of America first quarter. Shotwell Stadium, the place in Abilene. Stephenville and Andrews, Class 4A Division II by-district competition. Want to give you a score. We have a score from the 2nd quarter. Brownwood 7, Big Spring 6.
Go Steers. I'm kidding.
Are you? First and 10 for the
Maybe not.
Jackets. I formation behind Briles. Now Hunter signs up as a wingback on the right side.
Oh, they
a
can't do
train is
that.
going through the middle.
They can't do that.
Briles is rolling out. Now we'll keep it and we'll cut up across the 35, 40, makes a move across the 45, keeps his feet, midfield, makes another move, 45, keeps his feet. The ball is loose at the 43-yard line, and Andrews has gotten on the football.
25 yards on the carry. You almost could see that coming, couldn't you?
Boy, Kendal was making so many people miss.
I don't know that the UIL rules allow that to happen, and they may be. I don't
What
think
was that? A train coming through here?
That's some horns, and I don't think you can do that.
Well,
I really
that may be tit for tat as far as the cans are concerned. But you're right. It's right. They start the horn right when Stephenville is about to snap the ball. So the turnover, the first one of the ball game, will go to Andrews. They have the ball at their own 43-yard line after the Kendal Briles 25-yard run, but the fumble at the end. Giving the ball to the fullback, no checking. It's a pitch out to Woods. Woods will be brought down after a 2-yard gain, running the option. Cal Gilson coming up to make the stop for the Jackets. Quarterback on the play, Kello faked the dive to Nunez, kept it himself. The end hit him very quickly.
Another bad pitch, too, by Kello.
We're going to have to...
Another loud pitch. I mean, a bad pitch that time, Boots.
Had to handle it, kind of lose his focus on where he was trying to run.
And then a great defensive play by Cal Gilson.
It's second down and 7 for Andrews. I formation again. Play action. Kello looking to throw. He's hit right when he lets this one go. It's deep. Ball is up. It's picked off by Gunn. Gunn at the 20. Coming the other way. 25. Makes a move back to 30. Coming back to the near side. The 35. Flags down everywhere. 31-yard line is where Stephenville will begin. But after the 10-yard pickoff, let's wait and see. There were flags way back at the 45-yard line.
That was a horrible pass. Just a horrible pass.
Well, Kello threw that one right into the wind. And, Johnny, look at the American flag right now whipping around.
Yeah, this penalty's on the run back. It's a push in the back, I believe. So the interception is going to stand, but we're going to have the ball back inside the 30.
On any turnover, you can no longer block below the waist or in the back, of course, on any situation. So,
well, there's back-to-back turnovers.
So the ball will be marched backwards from the end of the run and will be spotted at the 26-yard line after they mark off the penalty.
Well, that was interesting.
Tit for tat, almost like we just didn't do that at all. 0-0, Stephenville and Andrews here in the Bank of America first quarter, 8:50 to go. Here from Shotwell Stadium, Briles under center still. Sends now Hunter in motion to the near side. Briles on a keeper across the 30, 35, makes a move to the outside 40. Two hands around the ball as he's tackled at the 44-yard line. A pickup of 18, 19 even on the play. Briles right now in the game already has 43 yards.
Yeah, 44, somewhere
44 yards for Briles on 2 carries. We'll wait for the official stats. Those are at my left, not to my right. Official stats, that is. 44-yard line for the Yellowjackets. First and 10 for them. 8:29 and counting. Briles under center, I formation. Now he puts Haney as a wingback on the right. Hunter goes in motion to the far side. Straight drop for Briles, setting up, looking to throw. Has a deep receiver. It's Bashaw, but this one will go over his head. He was downfield and open, had a step on the intended defender for Andrews. That was Jamie Bueno, but the wind may have played a little bit of a role with that one.
No, I think that was a miscommunication between Briles and Bashaw. I think Briles just thought he was streaking down the sideline. Bashaw had turned in toward the post. Then when he tried to make it up, the ball was just overthrown.
All righty, second down and 10. For the Jackets, Stephenville now in the no huddle set. Trips to the far side, one to the near side. Briles in shotgun with Hunter standing next to him. Now Briles audibilizes at the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10 at their own 44. Snap back to Briles. Looking to throw the deep fade pattern up for TJ. TJ Douglas goes up, tries to make the catch, but he was just out of bounds.
What a great catch.
A great catch for TJ, but could not quite get his foot in bounds. Steve Ross had a great view of that one right in front of him. Stevie, good call?
Great call. He just as you said, left foot landed out of bounds. But boy, what a job TJ did to battle and go up and get that and catch it with his hands.
Boots, there's that mismatch that you were talking about during pregame. Quite a mismatch there.
Well, you're looking at TJ, who is about 6'5", up against Josh Jennings on that side, who's 6 foot. You still have a 5-inch advantage. Now Briles is under center, trips to the far side. Play action, Briles rolling out, setting up and looking, throwing in the flats, has an open receiver. The ball is knocked away, though. Great. A great defensive play made by Jamie Bueno to dive out and knock the ball away from Bashaw, who was cutting open on the far out pattern. Would have had enough for the first down. Stephenville will be forced to punt. And folks, if Stephenville punts the ball, this is the first punt in 4+ games.
Well, I think the Andrews fans have a game plan. It's some dang horns every time we
can't hear anything.
We get the ball.
Snap back to O'Neal. Flags down. Kick is away. Booming kick will be taken by Newbro. Newbro touches it. It's loose. Stephenville has gotten on the football at the 14-yard line.
Hold everything.
But there is a flag down as the ball was snapped. 40 yards on the punt. Stephenville will take over the ball if that penalty was not against Stephenville.
It must not be, because they're picking it up.
The officials are talking. The side judge may not know, though, that the flag was called. Let's wait. They'll wave off the flag. Stephenville will take over the football at the 13-yard line of Andrews. Was it Newbro that hit the ball, the return man?
Yeah, he just went up to catch it and then act like he didn't want it at the last minute and backed up. I could not see. Maybe Steve Ross could tell us who recovered that fumble. I could not see from our angle up here, but Steve?
Looks like Josh Bashaw was the guy that got in there and got that. Of course, with his great speed, he was down the field.
Bashaw, all right.
We will give him credit. 1st and 10 for the Jackets at the Andrews 13-yard line. Second turnover of the game against Andrews. Briles under center, hand the ball to Hunter. Hunter will try to power his way to about the 10. A gain of, well, they'll actually spot his knee down at the 11, so a gain of 2 for Hunter. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Well, we're definitely in field goal position here. Of course, you obviously want to go ahead and try to punch it in and get 7.
So it's 2nd down and 8 for the Jackets with 7:33 to go here in the Bank of America first quarter.
Not even halfway through the first quarter, Boots, and this is already the 3rd possession for the Stephenville Yellowjackets. How about that?
Briles is under center, I formation behind him. Douglas is split to the near side as Hunter comes in motion that way. Briles running the option, giving it straight ahead to Haney. Haney powers his way to about the 7-yard line. We'll wait and see on the spot. A pickup of about 4 yards.
How's that for a surge from your offensive line? I mean, that was just, Haney just loaded up behind that big O-line, and they just shoved Andrews back, as you said, 4 yards all the way down to about 7. Well, they didn't give about the 8.
Yeah, they didn't give near as good a spot as I thought he was going to receive. They'll put the ball down at the 8-yard line, so a pickup of only about 3 on the play, maybe 2. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Jackets as they will send 4 receivers to the left side. 3 of those are in a wingback as Briles runs the opposite way in shotgun, looking to throw back across the grain, has Douglas, but underthrows it because Briles was in a lot of trouble. Stephenville trying a little bit of razzle-dazzle as Briles rolls away from the receivers in the pattern to the left side. Had a tight end out there by himself. That was Sean Tate, but Tate was covered well, and so Stephenville will come in and bring the field goal unit.
Well, they loaded up those 3 big receivers on their side, tried that naked boot that time, Boots, and as you said, the defense of Andrews defended it very well.
Eben Nelson getting set for the extra point. Petronas will have the hold. Doty with the snap. Nelson is set. Snap back, hold down, kick is on the way from 25 yards. It is up and it is good. At the 6:33 mark of the Bank of America first quarter, Stephenville strikes up first, 3-0. Stephenville over Andrews. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV.
Whether on or off the field, success requires focus, knowledge, and action. At Investment Centers of America, we focus on your goals, offer you our cumulative knowledge of investments, and recommended actions that fit your objectives. We enjoy being your coach, but you're the quarterback. After all, it is your money. Investment Centers of America, Town and Country Bank Building, Stephenville. Investment Centers of America. We know the territory. Deal has been building quality chainsaws since 1926. Bill's Lawnmower Shop has been providing quality power equipment service since 1966. For an experienced team that can provide excellent service and reliable chainsaws, look to Steel and Bill's Lawnmower Shop.
Honey, can you pay these bills? It won't take you very long if you use Texas Banker Online.
Sure. Girls, I'll be right back.
Texas Banker Online, a simple and secure way to bank over the internet with no service charge. Now you can pay bills quickly and conveniently from the comfort of your own home with Texas Banker Online.
That was quick.
Yeah, that Texas Banker Online is really simple. Whose turn is it anyways?
Texas Banker Online, a product from Texas Bank. Plug in now.
Welcome back. Virgin getting ready to kick off after the field goal by Nelson. High end over end pooch kick will be taken at the 22-yard line. Coming back to the middle of the field, the 25, trying to circle to the outside, in some trouble, and it'll be brought down at the 22-yard line. The return.
Is it 11?
No, it's 12. My sheet fell off.
Brady
Haygood. Hey, good with the return. No yardage on the return.
That last scoring drive by the Stephenville Yellowjackets, 4 plays, went 13 yards. Took a minute 27 Nelson on that 25-yard field goal. That scoring summary brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. Thanks to Scott Osmond, attorney at law, makes a cash donation. Erath County Meals on Wheels.
Back on offense are the Mustangs. Kello under center, giving the ball to Woods. Woods will come forward to the 24-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play. Cal Gilson again from his middle linebacker position making the stop. Boy, not even that far, only a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
And you can see the defensive line just stuffed the line of scrimmage of the offensive line for Andrews. As Woods came to the line, he was just kind of surfing, looking for some running room, and there was nothing there.
Well, that's what Coach Briles said we have to do to be successful against Jeremy Woods. Keep him from getting a full head of steam. Make him stutter step, if you will, to find where he wants to run. Now Kello, for the first time of the game, is in shotgun with 2 backs standing next to him, flankering both sides. Snap back, setting up Kello, looking to throw. Throwing the hook pattern, it's up, and incomplete flag will come down here. As coming up too quickly was Jeff Scott. He hit Ben Huddleston just a hair before the ball got there. Coach Briles doesn't really like the call, but we had a pretty good angle on that one. I think he was there just a hair before the pass.
And he's probably the reason he didn't catch that pass. That's obviously why that penalty's there. Boots, one of the things you got to, talking about them tripping up Woods at the line of scrimmage, one thing you've got to be careful about, when you put 7, 8, 9 guys in the box, you got to make the tackle at the line of scrimmage, because if he breaks the line of scrimmage, then he's going to have a lot of time to run.
So we'll wait when they mark off the first down.
Ken Howell will check into the game, and they'll take Scott out, and I think what you're going to see here maybe is that 5-man front again, maybe 6.
So it's 1st and 10. The ball is moved out to the 33-yard line for the first down after the penalty.
Yeah, there it is.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs. 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Split backs. Giving the ball on the draw play is Woods. Woods will be stacked up about the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And Andrews has a man slow getting up. He's not up yet.
Now on 5 carries at the most, 6 yards for Woods. A timeout on the field will take one with him. 3-0 Stephenville in the Bank of America first quarter. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV. This score in from the second quarter, late in the second quarter. Brownwood 13, Big Spring 13.
Ooh. That's a real Donnybrook.
2nd down, what?
Yeah.
2nd down and 9 for Andrews. Kello is under center. Again, the I formation behind him. 2 receivers to the far side. Play action. Kello rolling to the far side, throwing. The ball is up for grabs. It's a high throw, but it is caught at the 45-yard line. Making the catch for the Mustangs, either number 1, yes it was, J.J. Hayes, 22 yards on the reception.
That looks like one that should have been picked off, Boots. I think the defense kind of got lost on that.
He was in no man's land. If you looked at him, there was a couple blue jerseys around Hayes, but they were on the front and the back, and they couldn't really decide to commit deep to him or come up. and because they got caught in no man, a floating ball just somehow made its way to Hayes and the first down.
Credit Kello, as he had a lot of pressure up front. He barely got that pass off.
I formation, Kello again under center, Nunez the fullback, Woods the tailback, split receivers to both sides. Now Hayes comes in motion to the near side, giving the ball over the left side. No, it's a play action, throwing out in the flats, too far in front of Nunez, the fullback. He was open. He went through the line of scrimmage and went out in the flats. All the Jacket defenders bit on the dive play to Woods.
All except for one, that was Silva, and he was just late getting there.
Nunez was open, but the ball was thrown too far out in front of Nunez. If he's able to catch that ball and turn it up, he would have enough for the first down. Instead, the incomplete, second down and 10 at the 4:31 mark of the Bank of America first quarter. Stephenville 3, Andrews nothing.
That's a pretty big stand right here. If Stephenville's got some good momentum going on offense, they need to get the ball back quick.
Three receivers to the far side. One of those is a tight end. Straight drop for Kello, throwing out in the flats. High over the head of the intended receiver, who was Ben Huddleston, and that was a breakdown of communication between Kello and Huddleston. Huddleston was going on the out, and I believe Kello thought he was going to be on the quick slant.
Yeah, look at Kello back there shaking his head like, boy, that's my mistake right there.
Third down and 10, and Andrews is throwing the ball a lot more than we expected. They've already thrown the football 5 times in the first quarter.
And what is Woods right now?
He is 2 of 5 for 26 yards.
No, I mean Woods.
Oh, excuse me.
6 carries?
5 carries, 6 yards.
Yeah, that might be fine.
Third down and 10 for the Mustangs. I formation again with Woods at the tailback. Play action. Looking to throw. Kello wanting to throw the deep ball on the far sideline. Scott is there. He knocks the ball down. He does not. It goes over his head. He mistimed his jump. Making the catch is Huddleston, and he'll go down at the 12-yard line. Scott was in perfect position, but he jumped too quick.
He just jumped too early. You're exactly right, Boots. And he had that defended perfectly. And well, that's the thing that you get when you throw the ball down the field. Some good things can happen.
Have you noticed something about the way Kello throws the football? He does not throw the ball with a very short trajectory. Everything he throws is almost like a big lob. Yeah. It's a high throw, and I don't know if his quarterbacks are used to seeing that. I'm sure in any other quarterback with that same pass, when he jumped, he would have been fine.
Here comes Woods time.
First and 10 for the Andrews Mustangs, just at the 11-yard line of Stephenville. Under center is Kello. Play action. Kello looking to throw again, in some trouble. He will make one man miss, cuts back at the 15, in at the 10, and he is brought down at the 5-yard line. A gain of about 6 on the play, in which Kello pump faked, got back, and then was chased by Craig Parks. Parks was not able to get a hand on the fleet-footed Kello, who then cut it back inside to about the 6-yard line.
It looked like Craig that had a shot at him back in the backfield. And that, you're right, that was just a great pump fake. Yeah, the defense really got to bow up and stop them here. Here comes Ken Howell in. They'll go to that 6-man front.
With it 2nd and 4, and now at about the 6-yard line, you can certainly expect Woods to get the ball. 3 backs in the backfield behind Kello. Kello under center will give to Woods. No, it's a play fake. Kello looking to throw. He's running, and he will be sacked back at the 7-yard line. 1-yard loss on the sack. And how about Andrews is completely selling out and going to throw the ball. Fanning.
Yeah, Fanning on great defense there, Boots. That was the reason that they got the sack. You got to credit Fanning for that. He stayed with the tight end that strung himself out there, and if he doesn't do that, that's an easy 6 points.
7 throws already in the game for Kello. 3rd down and 4. Interesting play call now for the Mustangs. 2:46 and counting in the first quarter. Andrews nothing, Stephenville 3. 3rd down and 4 or 5 needed for the Mustangs, just outside the 6-yard line of Stephenville. Kello is under center, 3 backs behind him, the wishbone look. Pitch back, coming to the far sideline, trying to cut up, and a great stop is made by the Jackets, but they let him escape, and he goes to the 1-yard line. Chris McCain took the pitch. The Jackets had him at the line of scrimmage. He broke 2 tackles and got forward very close to the yardage needed for the first down, just at about the 2-yard line. They will have to measure, and how disappointing for Stephenville.
They got to measure. It's right there in front of it.
That's not a foot.
That must be real close.
It is a first down for the Mustangs. They will have 1st and goal to go from inside the 2, and
that wasn't 20 inches away
from the sideline where the chain was.
Yeah.
They couldn't decide.
Well, that was just a great determination there by the tailback in that wishbone formation, because
Chris McCain took the pitch and had 3 guys with arms on him. They could not bring him down.
Looks like he was going to be stopped at 5-yard line.
6 foot, 185-pound senior.
Need
Now
a turnover.
same backfield for Andrews. 3 backs in the backfield. McCain and Woods are the 2 halfbacks. Giving the ball again to McCain. McCain will get close to the goal line. He gets in, touchdown. Andrews will take the lead 6-3 at the 2:21 mark of the Bank of America first quarter. The extra point is upcoming.
Well, that was a great drive by the Mustangs, and they just pounded it out going right down the field, and that's exactly what they were hoping that they could do today.
But interestingly enough, the only way that drive stays alive is by 2 deep passes by Kello.
Yeah, and one, as you said, is Scott had defended perfectly. It just mistimed his jump.
Chris Little getting set for the extra point. A straight-on John Hollinger style kicker. Kick is away, it is up, and it is good. 2:21 to go in the Bank of America first quarter. Andrews 7, Stephenville 3. Back in 1 minute on KSTV. .221 to go in the Bank of America first quarter. Andrews 7, Stephenville 3. Johnny, the last scoring drive?
11 plays, 77 yards, took 4 minutes, 20 seconds. McCain on that 2-yard run. That scoring summary brought to you by Lupes.
High end over end pooch kick will be fair caught by O'Neill at the 24-yard line, and that's where Stephenville will begin 1st and 10 at their own 24. Fair caught by O'Neill because of the high pooch kick. Safe play by him.
Well, that's exactly the kind of drive that Andrews hoped to put on the field. 11 plays, 77 yards, use up over 4 minutes on the clock. Man, that's impressive.
Interesting stat in the game so far. Kendal Briles has had a nice job running. 2 carries, 40 yards, but it's 0 for 4 in the ball game right now. So it's 1st and 10 for the Jackets at their own 24-yard line.
I think you just keep doing what you've been doing.
I agree. In shotgun is Briles. Twins to the far, 1 to the near. 1 back, standing back by Briles in shotgun. Giving the ball to Hunter. Hunter will not get back to the line of scrimmage. The inside trap, a loss of 2 yards, maybe even 3. It'll set up 2nd down and long.
Well, I tell you, if they're going to sell out like that on defense up the middle, there's got to be something open around the end.
Well, interesting, that same play would work for Stephenville if Kendal just fakes on the give and then comes to the near side. It is 2nd down and 12 for the Jackets. Avalo splits to the far side.
You know, just as we talked about in pregame, they've already got the towels out on the defense's heads down there. It must really be hot down on the field.
Briles this time is under center, 2nd down and 12. Play action. Briles in a lot of trouble, throws the ball. It's picked off as he was hit when he threw it. Flags are down. At the 19-yard line is where Andrews will take over if the flag is not against Andrews.
I think you've got an interference against Andrews.
Let's wait and see on the call.
Like a hold.
It is hold against Andrews, so disallow the, and look at Levy. Levy's already thrown his hat and going nuts on the far sideline.
Mike, I know you're not going to like that call, but it's a good one. The receiver came out of the, like in the tight end position, was just grabbed at about the 25-yard line. He had no chance to get to the ball. And that's why the pass wasn't there. It was just that hot pass. I mean, that's why it was intercepted.
Kendal was hit right in the back as he let that ball go.
No, that can't hurt. I mean, that can't help.
So it'll be the holding call, being it's not pass interference, it's not an automatic 1st down. Since it is defensive holding. Oh, it is an automatic 1st down, excuse me.
That's right, defensive holding is automatic 1st down.
Ball is at the 32-yard line, so a break for Stephenville. 1st and 10 for the Jackets at their own 32-yard line. 1.5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter from Shotwell Stadium. Stephenville 3, Andrews 7. Briles under center, has 1 back behind him. That is Mackins, but the inside draw, pitching out to Mackins. 30, 35, outside the 40, goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Faking the trap to Hunter and then pitching out to Mackins. He'll go for about, how many yards?
About 11, I think.
11 yards is the spot at the 43-yard line.
You know, Boots, that's a new wrinkle to that that little inside trap that we've run all year long, and just put Mackins out there as a trailing back. Good fake by Hunter and Briles. And then the pitch to Mackins, you see his speed just gets him to the corner in the 1st down.
1st and 10 for the Jackets at their own 43-yard line. Briles again is under center.
Offsides defense.
Well, they are a long ways across the line. Inside trap again to Hunter. Hunter will go forward to the 45-yard line, the 46, a gain of almost 4 yards for Hunter. Boy, you're right. We're right down the line of scrimmage, and 3 of the gold jerseys for Andrews looked like in the neutral zone. You're listening to KSTV AM FM, Stephenville, Dublin. Glad to have you along today, as we will go under a minute.
Yeah, this defensive end on our side looks awfully close to the line of scrimmage.
Jamie Jackson, 6'3", 220. Briles running the fake. The pitch back to Felts. Felts has to dive on it at the 35. It was not a good pitch by Kendal. Kendal threw it kind of at the knees of Felts, who was coming around on a reverse and looked like he was setting up something I won't give away in case somebody of the opposite color is listening to us, but they'll come back to that in a moment. And the opposite color, I mean, is gold, black, and white.
Is that a blimp coming our way?
It is a blimp. Kind of looks like a
Texas flag. Well, that's a tough break there. They really had some momentum going, and now it's 3rd and what, about 17?
They had 2nd and 6 because of the fake reverse and then dropped pitch. Kendal is in a lot of trouble now. 3rd down and 17. Briles setting up, throwing the deep fade pattern. Has Bashaw open. Caught 45-40, 35-30. Makes him miss. 25-20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Stephenville. 65 yards on the hookup from Briles to Bashaw, and the Jackets have retaken the lead. 9-7 now with the extra point upcoming, and that was the last play of the Bank of America first quarter. Stephenville will take the extra point upcoming, and then we'll go to the break.
Boy, they played bump and run and just let Bashaw get behind the defense, and then good concentration by Bashaw, and you saw his speed just pull away.
And credit Kendal Briles, who stood in the pocket and was hit right when he let that ball go. Eben Nelson getting set for the extra point for the Jackets. Snap back, hold down, kick is on the way. It is up and it is good.
They may start bringing him. Okay? Well, I don't mind 5. I mean, I don't mind out, okay? But we got to look for it, okay? If you see him, I mean, you can read him, right? You see him start creeping up. Slide left be good. All right?
10-7 over Andrews. Johnny, the scoring drive.
That last scoring drive, 6 plays, 76 yards, 221. Bashaw on the 65-yard pass reception from Briles. Well, he was 0 for 4 going into that series, Red Boots. Now that's a big one. Kind of reminiscent of the Brownwood game when O'Neal scored. Same kind of play. That scoring summary brought to you by Walmart Vision Center.
So Stephenville and Andrews will switch sides now. The coaching staff tried to do a little finagling during that break to say, hey, can we go ahead and kick off with the wind?
Nope.
Nope, you got to switch sides and kick against it.
Heck of a try, though. You got to give him credit.
Virgin getting set to kick off for the Jackets. This will probably be a high pooch kick variety. End over end, high pooch will be taken in the middle of the field at the 20-yard line, up to the 25, out to the 30, and then tackled at the 33-yard line.
Big Scott Lee.
Is Danny Dowd. Scott Lee making the stop, and that's where.
Danny Dowd?
Danny?
Oh, Danny. Brings back an old memory there, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know. You're going to have to explain to me that one.
Well, later.
Was that because you were born in the... Oh, sorry.
That's the old fry school days, right?
I was born in '67. Some of these you're going to have to explain. No, you're not going
like
to.
Like 3 years ago, Bruce.
No.
I'll tell you later.
Oh, talk to me at the commercial.
There you go.
This score in the half, Big Spring 19, Brownwood 13. 1st and 10 for Andrews at their own 32-yard line. Kello under center, pitching back to Woods. Woods looking for a seam, finds a little bit of one. For the first time, some running room for Woods, who fumbled at the end of the play, but he was down. At the 39 is the spot. So a gain of 7 for Jeremy Woods.
The reason that play worked, finally they got a lead block by Nunez. He just pancaked the guy in front of him. I did not see who that was, but that was a great block by Nunez, and that gave him the surge he needed toward the down the field up to the 39-yard line. As you said, a pick up at 7.
And if you missed that last score I just gave, Big Spring 19, Brownwood 13.
Second quarter?
No, that's at the half.
At the half.
Second down and 3 for the Mustangs. Kello again under center. I formation with the fullback in motion. Pitch back to Woods. Woods cutting up, finds a little bit of a seam. Now gets the open territory. Across the 50, 45 coming, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Run out of bounds actually at the 13-yard line, and that's the play Stephenville did not want to see. The big rangy tailback in the open. 50 yards on the carry. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the Stephenville 13-yard line.
That's what I was talking about. If you, if you break the line of scrimmage, you're going to run a while. That time he cut back and then used his speed to get outside. He's got to be tired right now.
2 times in a row, we've seen the fullback, Chris Nunez, get a good kick-out block at the line of scrimmage.
Good point. They may have to bring in another back for him. He's got to be tired. Now he's going to stay.
10:57 to go here in the Kolb second quarter. Stephenville 10, Andrews 7.
This game reminds you a lot of last year.
It certainly does. Kello under center, Wood again at tailback, Nunez the fullback. Flags down as I believe the play clock had expired. The coaching staff was screaming for something. They went ahead and ran the play, and I don't see a flag, John.
There isn't.
Kello stopped on the play.
Look at Briles. He is screaming at the official.
Boy, and Levy's out on the field too.
Well, I think he thought, obviously his quarterback saw it, and he stopped.
Kello, the quarterback, saw the play clock had expired. He stopped himself. Now the officials are talking about it. And now they're going to take an official timeout to discuss.
Well, the umpire is one that's responsible for that. Well, they're
not going to do anything. They're going to make it 2nd down and 10. And boy, that's a little bit unfortunate for Andrews, because even though they should have the penalty against him, boy, that's very dangerous for Kello, who's just standing exposed and just was ripped on the play. 2nd and 10, pitch back to Woods. Woods cuts up, finds a little bit of a seam, gets to about the 11-yard line. A gain of about 2.5 to 3, and it'll be 3rd down and at least 6 to 7 needed for the Mustangs.
Good play that time by Silva, who penetrated. That was him that shot in there and submarined Woods as he went toward the line of scrimmage. He did stumble ahead for, as you said, about 3 yards.
3rd down and 7 for the Mustangs, just outside the 10-yard line of Stephenville.
They got a pretty decent field goal kicker, so this is big for the defense of Stephenville right here if they can hold them.
Kello again under center, Woods the tailback, Nunez is the fullback.
Coming this way.
Now motion man to the near side. Running the option, now looking to throw the ball. Nunez is open, makes the catch, touchdown. We saw the play earlier. They faked the dive to the fullback who went through the line. None of the linebackers for Stephenville picked him up, and he scores on the play to extend it now 13 to 10, Andrews, with the extra point upcoming.
Boy, he was wide open. Great fake there by Kello to Jeremy Woods.
Getting set for the extra point for the Mustangs, the kicker, Chris Little. Snap back, and flags are down. There was a jump on the behalf of the Mustangs, I believe. There was motion up front.
They don't have that rule in the high school, do they, where the defense can't get penalized?
Encroachment.
Because he, our defender jumped right in the face.
Well, they are going to call that offsides against Stephenville, so.
Yeah, that's the right call.
Boy, now it's interesting. You're going to be at the 1.5-yard line. Levy and the coaching staff are discussing, do you go ahead and kick the extra point, or do you send the crew out there and try to get a 2-point conversion?
You better get every point you can get in this game.
They will kick the extra point, will the Mustangs. Little again gets set. Snapper is Ricky Sanchez. High snap but handled. Kick is on the way. It is up and it is good. 9:35 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Andrews 14, Stephenville 10. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV. A back and forth affair as now Andrews has retaken the lead 14 to 10 over Stephenville with 9:35 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Andrews getting set to kick off. Johnny?
That last score in summary, 5 plays, 68 yards, took 225, the 11-yard pass from Kello to Nunez.
Joe Barnes getting set to kick off for the Mustangs.
The score in summary brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Approach high end over end pooch kick that will be fair caught and taken at the 38-yard line by Stephenville, and that was a dangerous play, and credit T.J. Douglas flying in from one of the return men to take that ball before it just hit the ground. Great job by T.J. First and 10 for the Jackets at their own 38-yard line. Twice now we have seen the Yellow Jacket linebacking corps get caught coming up on a fake with a running back slipping through the line and being open for a pass.
Well, and again, as I said last time on the last drive, after Andrews had scored a touchdown, just keep doing the same thing you've been doing. Offense not having a whole lot of trouble here today.
14-10, Stephenville trailing Andrews here with 9:30 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Briles is in shotgun. Andrews has those loud train-like sounds going, giving inside to Hunter. Hunter finds a little seam, 40 across the 45, out to the 47-yard line. He was one tackle from breaking that one, about 7 to 8 yards, and another Andrews player is down on the field.
And that was the guy that made the tackle as Hunter just ran over him. I think he might have got kicked in the midsection. Let's see.
That is Chris McCain, the dangerous tailback that we saw earlier. He also plays defensive back for Andrews. He's one of the safeties.
I think he just got kicked as Hunter went right over him.
2nd and 2 for the Jackets. Pitch to Hunter to the near side, cutting up, trying to get to the outside. First down and more across the 50 to about the 49-yard line in Mustang territory. A gain of 4 yards and a first down for Stephenville.
What a great crackback block there by Avalos, who came in and sealed the corner for Hunter, and he, as you said, did get the first down just down in Andrews territory at the 49-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the Andrew Mustang 49-yard line.
Plenty of time left in this half for Stephenville to get it in the end zone. Like to see Stephenville go in on top, at least 17 to 14 here at halftime.
It is 14 to 10 as we speak. Andrews on top of Stephenville. Briles is in shotgun with one back standing next to him. That is Haney. 3 receivers far, 1 to the near side. Briles on a straight ahead keeper from quarterback will go to about the 47-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play. And
wow,
boy, talk about sending your quarterback into a heap.
No kidding. Haney moved over there to just to the right of Kendal, and he was the lead blocker. And you're right, man. Kendal really took a lick on that.
I don't know if
what
I want
you
to
benefit from that is worth it.
I don't want to think I want to see that anymore. Having Kendal just straight from shotgun, running right up the middle.
You get what, 1 yard?
It is officially 1. So it's 2nd down and 9 for the Jackets at the 7:53 mark. Boy, how distracting is that dumb
Probably
horn?
as distracting as our cans.
I would agree. Briles in shotgun, setting up, throwing the deep pattern across the middle. Bashaw, it is underthrown. Bashaw had a step. Briles just did not put enough on that one as it was a little bit underthrown and in front of Bashaw. It'll be now 3rd down and 9 for the Jackets.
I think they wanted Zach on a crossing pattern over the middle, and he just got chucked right at the line of scrimmage. I believe that was Danny Dowd who is the one who did that, and otherwise Hunter would have been wide open at about 35-yard line, probably would have walked into the end zone.
Twins to the far side. It is a wingback set with Hunter, the wingback on the left side. The one back is Haney behind Briles. Play action, Briles setting up, looking to throw, still looking in a bunch of trouble. Kendal will make one man miss and will get to the outside. 45 will make another man miss, get to the 40 and get the first down. And still running at the 30. Now they will say he stepped out of bounds at the 38-yard line, but that is enough for the first down. Kendal Briles on the 10-yard scamper made 4 different people miss him.
Very reminiscent of the Brownwood game, wasn't it? When we needed X amount of yards, it seemed that Kendal somehow or another just willed his way to the first down territory. I thought he was going to be stopped probably around the 43.
Remember what you talked about Zach Hunter releasing and coming on the crossing pattern? They tried it again, but the linebacker saw him and absolutely ripped Hunter when he was coming across the middle, would not let him escape to the open flats.
They tried to go with a crossing pattern, that tight end drag, and O'Neal just kind of got tied up also as he crossed.
It's 1st and 10 for the Jackets now at the Andrews 38-yard line. Pitch to the near side. Hunter cutting up. Tries to find a little seam, had one man make the tackle at the 36-yard line. Coming up to make the stop for Andrews, that was the middle linebacker, Chris Llewellyn, 5'8", 160-pound senior, a gain of 1 on the play.
Well, I think it's pretty apparent what the game plan is right now, and that is just some power football for the Stephenville Yellowjackets.
7:03 and counting here in the Cook Lumber second quarter. 14-10, Andrews on top of Stephenville. Had this score at the half. Big Spring 19, Brownwood 13.
Smithwick in the game, Collier leaves.
Briles under center, play action, rolling, looking to throw. Now he'll throw back across the outside, and he had no one. I think Kendal Briles saw somebody on the sideline and thought it was a Stephenville jersey
No, that was a design play because he never looked up until he threw the football. Avalos was going to the post. I don't know if there was supposed to be someone circling out of the backfield, what it looked like.
That's what it appears like. The throw is one of those where you have the running back in the flats circling out, and boy, there was just nobody there. And when it wasn't even apparent that it looked like grounding, because Kendal was in not a lot of a hurry to throw the ball, just threw it to an area where there was no one.
Another big 3rd down and 8 now, just as we had just a moment ago.
Ball at the 36-yard line of Andrews.
Probably in 4 down territory.
I would definitely agree. Briles under center, sends Hunter in motion to the far side. Straight drop for Briles, throwing the deep cutter. Way up for O'Neal. He makes the catch and then can't come down with it. He dropped it when he hit the ground. O'Neal had it in his hands and could not hold on to it. It would have been enough for the 1st down.
Good defense there by Humphreys. He just knocked that ball away. He was late getting there. That was a great pass. Had a good chance at it, but the ball had to be so far extended for Toby that it was an easy play for Humphreys to knock the ball away.
Stephenville will go for it on 4th down. O'Neal and Madkins to the near side. TJ in a slot on the left with Avalos split. Haney a right wing back with Kendal in shotgun formation. Kendal rolling to the near side, setting up, looking downfield, has O'Neal, makes the catch at the 25, escapes down to the 24-yard line. It is enough for the 1st down, and O'Neal does hold on to this one for the 14-yard reception. Good pass from Briles.
And I think that was something the coach saw and said, hey, that was open, let's go right back to it. Instead of lobbing it that time, Kendal just fired the ball on the out. Well, that was a big play. Keep this drive alive with the clock stopped on the out of bounds.
Do you think I can send engineer Justin over that side and do something to that horn?
No, I think...
He says he can do something about it. 1st and 10 for the Jackets at the Andrews 24-yard line. Stephenville trailing 14-10 at the 6.5-minute mark. Matkin in motion to the far side. No backs behind Briles, but he will fake the inside trap. And this time Andrews knew about it, but Kendal makes a lot of people miss. Inside the 20 to the 15 to the 15-yard line is the spot. And on the 9-yard carry, how did those guys not tackle Briles? They read the fake and knew he was coming right at them. The defensive tackle and the end both had a handle on Briles and slipped right through the grip.
That was just the speed of Kendal, because they were all pretty much on the ground when he faked them out, cut inside and just went straight upfield.
2nd and 1 for the Jackets at the 15-yard line.
Here you can just pound it right in.
Briles with 2 backs behind him. The fullback Madkins goes in motion to the near side. Hunter is the 1 back. He will take the handoff, zip inside the 1st down, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown Zach Hunter! From the 15-yard line, Zach made 2 people miss and scores to give the Jackets the lead back again. 16-14 with the extra point upcoming for Stephenville.
Well, man, you see the speed of Zach Hunter. He just did 2 little stutter steps, and that was great blocking by the offensive line.
Eben Nelson getting set for the extra point. Doty will have the snap, Petronas the hold. Snap back, hold down, kick is on the way. It is up, and it is good.
Welcome back to Shotwell Stadium. That last scoring drive by the Stephenville Yellowjackets, 11 plays, 61 yards, took 3:46 off the clock. Zach Hunter on the 15-yard run. Eben Nelson kick was good. That makes it 17-14 Stephenville. That scoring summary brought to you by Barnes and McCullough.
After this kick, let's go to Steve Ross. Virgin's kick is away for the Jackets. High end over end. Pooch kick will be taken at the 30-yard line. Trying to make a return out to the 34-yard line. That's as far as he will go is Kyle Humphreys. Steve Ross, you were on the sideline after the defense had their conversation with Copeland after that last offensive series for Andrews. What was the gist of that conversation?
The gist is I'm the defensive coach and I'm not happy.
So that's all you're going to tell me, huh?
He didn't make any adjustments in terms of schemes. He just says, look, you're better than them. if you're going to be studs, you got to play like studs. So let's get out there and get after some people.
That's a good point. They just missed a couple of tackles on that last series, seemed like to me.
The only good thing about Andrews being on offense, we don't have to hear that dang horn.
Good point.
Scott Kello under center for the Mustangs. Two backs again behind him, giving the ball to the second man through. That's Woods. Woods is stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain for him.
One of the things we were going to watch, you know, Boots, in the first half is how many possessions teams got. And I said, Stephenville may not get it a whole lot of times. They're going to have to be proficient in getting it. They've had the ball now 5 times, scored on 3 of them. Andrews 5 times, scored on 2 of them. There's the difference in the game.
Another hurt lineman for the Andrews Mustangs. This time left guard Stephen Edwards, very slow getting back to the huddle.
We have an official's timeout, and the official's over talking to Coach Levy about something. I'm not real sure.
They're pointing at something on the sideline.
Maybe it's that horn.
And I bet Levy might say, well, if we turn our horns off, we got to turn the cans.
Of course, they got cans this year. Have you noticed that?
Yes, I did see that.
They've got some of those big propane cans. Buddy Gilson, he's going, well, what was that about?
Officially, Woods will be credited with 1 yard after they make the spot, so it's second down and 9 for the Mustangs. 17-14, Stephenville on top of Andrews here at the 5:20 mark of the Cook Lumber second quarter. Snap back to Kello, who is in shotgun. Looking to throw into trouble, and he will be sacked, but it makes one man miss, but not the next. Craig Parks circling around will hit Kello for about a 3-yard loss on the sack. Scott Lee had a chance to get Kello about 10 yards back. He escaped from that bear hug, but not Parks. It gets him all the way back at the 33-yard line, a loss of 1, almost 2 on the play. It'll be third down and at least 10.
How important is it that Craig stayed home that time, because Kello got away from the speed of Scott Lee. He cut back across the grade, and there was big number 50. Good to have him back in the lineup.
Third down and 10 for the Mustangs. 4 receivers to the far side. Kello under center, throwing out in the flats. Making one man miss and another, but not enough to get the first down, is the receiver, Chris McCain. He will go out of bounds at the 40. Where are we going to spot this one?
Looks like the 40-yard line.
Right on the 40-yard line. They will be 3 yards short of the yardage needed for the first down. 4th and 3 for your own 40-yard line. What are you going to do, Andrews Mustangs?
Better kick it.
Well, there's a lot of conversation going on the field, and Levy kind of disgustingly waves his hand to go out onto the field, so I believe that means punt team.
Man, you got to. With 4 minutes, Stephenville can score from their own 10 in 4 minutes.
Andrews will line up in a swinging gate punt formation, but don't have enough time left on the play clock, and will take a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. 4:29 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Stephenville 17, Andrews 14. Back in 1 minute on KSTV.
Take care of your business, okay? We don't know if we're going to be able to look for hidden receivers. We're going to be in a defense. Hey, who is back? Who's back?
Me, Coach.
Who's back?
1, 2, 3.
Kendal's back. Kendal's back. You're on the split. We don't have to play on that.
Chris McCain, a high snap, but it is handled. He does get the football and then gets the punt away, and it is a boomer. Inside the 5, inside the 1. Touchback. Oh, my goodness. 60 yards on the punt, and the ball almost stopped at the goal line. One of the Andrews players dove at it to try to keep it from going across the goal line. Does not. But credit Chris McCain on the high snap. Went over his head. He fielded it, and then in a bunch of traffic got away a 60-yard punt.
Man, that ball rode 30 yards. At least 25. I think it landed about 25, 30 yards.
Well, what in West Texas is not hard?
Yeah, the water's hard, living's hard.
Ground's hard.
Ground's hard. Make it a living's hard.
I hear you. 4:17 to go. 17-14. Stephenville now with the ball and the lead. Inside trap handoff to Hunter. Hunter escapes across the 25, across the 30, 35, across the 40, keeps his feet. Midfield, 45, one man to beat. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Zach Hunter! 80 yards on the run. Zach broke 3 tackles at the line of scrimmage, and he would not be denied. stealing a line
Hey,
from
that's
John
my
Hollinger.
Hey, that's my line.
Oh, Stephenville extends now 23-14 with the extra point upcoming at the 4:02 mark of the Cook Lumber second quarter. Boy, Zach Hunter at about the 50-yard line had one of the defenders with an angle on him, and that was Josh Jennings, the corner. But Zach made up the angle and blew him away in the last 15 yards. Eva Nelson getting set for the extra point. This is just like back at South Lake Carroll. Snap back, hold down, kick is on the way. It is up and good. 4:02 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Stephenville 24, Andrews 14. Back in 1 minute on KSTV. Welcome back. 4:02 to go here in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Virgin getting set to kick off. High end over end pooch kick again that will be taken, I believe, by McCain at the 25. Yes, up to the 30. Makes a man miss at the 35. Silva makes the tackle at the 36-yard line.
The last scoring summary, 1 play, 80 yards for Zach Hunter. Took 15 seconds, and that's just because he had to break about 7 tackles. PAT good, 24-14 our score. That scoring summary brought to you by Luby's on the South Loop in Stephenville. Man, what a great run. That's one for the highlight film for not only for Zach, but for the Stephenville Yellowjackets in general. And maybe that'll be the boost that this team really needs. Has been trading licks with Andrews throughout this game.
First and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 36-yard line. Kello is under center with Woods, the tailback behind him. The fullback is Nunez. He goes in motion. Pitch back to Woods. Woods is hammered at the line of scrimmage by Harmon. Oh, man, and look at Harmon come out of the pile.
Did you see the way he was carrying that ball? He was holding it out with his right hand away from his body. He's lucky he didn't lose that one. Boy, big 66 is a little jacked up, is he?
6'6", 280-pound Clayton Harmon. Boy, met Woods at the line of scrimmage and no further. Second down and 10 for the Mustangs.
That was a strong play there by Harmon.
3:25 and counting in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Stephenville 24, Andrews 14. Kello in shotgun. Woods standing next to him. Snap back to Kello. Kello looking to throw, throwing downfield high over the head of the intended receiver. It'll be third down and 10 for the Mustangs. Or is there a flag? No, there is not.
I'll tell you what now, Andrews looking a little tired. Notice how the wind has picked up, Boots.
Boy, look at the
really
American flag is whipping hard right now above the stadium. And boy, about 30 minutes before game, it was just a light breeze, but I would call this a wind now.
Yeah, and as I look over on the far side for Andrews, they have those ribbons out way down low.
They're moving
and blowing. We'll holler at Steve after this, see how it feels down on the field.
Kello under center, 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Straight drop for Kello, now rolling to the outside. In a rush, will throw the deep ball across the middle. McCain makes the catch at the 37-yard line. Just a great throw and reception from Kello to McCain. There was pretty good coverage on the play, Johnny, but not much you could do about that
About 27 yards. Steve, looks like the wind is picking up. Can you feel it down on field level?
John, you still don't feel it down here on the field. You can see, as Boots pointed out, the flags are really whipping from the, looks like the wind's coming out of the south. But down here on the field, it's no wind at all, at least on the sideline.
All righty, first and 10 for the Mustangs at the Stephenville 37-yard line. A huge third down play for them gives fresh life for the Mustangs. Kello under center, pitching back, low pitch, but handled by Woods, and he is stacked up behind the line of scrimmage, and I believe Parks was one of the first men there.
Man, talk about a terrible pitch.
Way out in front of Woods, who really had to extend his body and slow down his momentum to concentrate on bringing in the pitch, and that it gave the pursuit a lot of time to carry. A loss of 1 on the play, 2nd and 11.
He was just inches away from that ball hitting the turf, and who knows what's going to happen if it hits that hard turf. Boy, that was dangerously close to a turnover.
Boy, even though you may not feel it on the sideline, you can feel it up in the stands, the wind right now. And if I'm hitting into that wind, It's about a 2-stick wind right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and you're lower than that berm, and I guess that's why you don't feel it.
2nd and 11 for the Mustangs. In shotgun is Kello. Kello splintering out to the far side, looking to throw. Throwing, has an open receiver. It's caught, knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Well, they're going to have to account for McCain.
McCain is getting open and doing damage to the Jacket defensive secondary. A gain of about 17 on the play. We'll wait and see on the spot.
Is that Gordon Carroll? I think it was Gordon Carroll who's talking to the official as if to say, man, I'm getting held back here when I'm trying to get into the quarterback.
But McCain, you're right. He's getting 15 to 20 yards downfield, and whether it's a hook in or the hook out to the sideline.
Remember, the scouting report on Kello was the 15 to 25-yard range is his strength, and you can see it right there.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs now. 1:43 and counting in the Cook Lumber second quarter. 24-14, Stephenville on top of Andrews. Andrews at the Stephenville 20. Play action. Looking to throw. Kello throwing back across the middle. Has an receiver. It's knocked away. A great job by Gunn to knock it away. But if Gunn doesn't jump as early as he does, he probably picks that one off. He just has enough in the air to extend and knock the ball away from the intended receiver, who was open momentarily in the end zone.
Yeah, you're right. They threw into triple coverage, so they're lucky they didn't have that ball intercepted.
The Jacket defenders have had some trouble on Kello's ball by misjudging their timing on their jumps.
There again, I think it's just that lob that he's throwing.
2nd down and 10. The clock stopped with 1.5 minutes to go. All 3 timeouts for both teams available. Check that. Andrews does have only 2. Kello in shotgun. Snap back to him. Once again, rolling to that right side. In some trouble, and he'll be sacked back at the 30-yard line. And getting the sack for Stephenville. It's Harmon.
Scott Lee was the first one there to hit him, and then Harmon finished him off. Well, that was just an all-out rush there by the defensive line.
So moving back to the 29-yard line, it'll be 3rd and 19 for the Mustangs, and this is not their forte.
Let's see, you're looking right now at about a 46-yard field goal attempt if Stephenville can hold them here.
They would have that big wind behind them. With the kicks, I'm sure the wind would affect.
They got to get to the 10.
We are under 50 seconds and counting. 3rd and 19, the ball just inside the 30-yard line of Stephenville. The draw play straight ahead to Woods, who finds a little bit of seam, and a good tackle by the ankles is made at the 24-yard line by one of the Jackets' interior, and I could not see who it was, but he held on to Woods for dear life.
Andrews will call a timeout.
Until the rest of the Jackets could get there. He stopped at the 22. It'll be 4th down and 12. Decision time. 22-yard line is where the ball is spotted. It's 4th down and 12 with 40 seconds remaining in the Cook Lumber second quarter.
He is limbering up, isn't he?
Stephenville 24, Andrews 14, but he will go back to the sideline. It was just a decoy. Andrews will go for it. 4th and 14. Time for a big play for the defense. Kello is under center. One back behind him is Woods. Straight drop to the near side. Kello trying to throw the ball back against the grain. One man misses, but not Scott Lee and Gilson. The screen does not work. He stopped for a loss. Jesse Fanning was also the first man there for the Jackets to slow down the screen man taking the catch, who was Tyson Deaver, the timeout. They lose yardage on the play, and the ball will turn over on downs.
I'm going to tell you, Jacket fans ought to really be shaking their cans now, giving that defense a round of applause as they come off the field and go to the bench, because I'm telling you, that's the difference right now. That was a great stand by this defense.
Andrews,
and there's the crowd coming to their feet.
Grant Andrews comes away with no points on that drive.
I think I just run the ball here, Boots, and try not to make a mistake.
You have a 10-point lead, and you are going to get the ball to start the third quarter.
I can sit on it right here. Maybe Zach can break another.
1st and 10 for the Jackets at the 25-yard line. Kendal will just go to a knee, and that will just about do it if the official waits to spot the ball. And
that ought to do it. Great first half.
That will bring the first half to an end. The Cook Lumber second quarter shows Stephenville going into the half. Welcome back. We're about to start the third quarter, brought to us by Texas Bank, as Andrews will kick off to start the third quarter. Stephenville will be going against that wind, as Andrews will certainly then obviously kick with the win. Kicking for the Mustangs, Joe Barnes.
By the way, on that first half effort by Zach Hunter, now over 1,100 yards rushing in this season, and boy, that's just a great stat. Hey, the three amigos are back.
The three Jacket Amigos have made it back as they're around the 50-yard line at the bottom of the stands. That's got to be hot, but that is the best look of the day.
Well, the shade's starting to help out some of the Stephenville fans. It's making its way behind Shotwell Stadium.
Everman is now extended even farther, 27-6. Everman on top of Snyder in the second. You heard this earlier, it's in the fourth. Big Spring 22, Brownwood 20.
Remember last year, 6-4A eliminated 5-4A in the very first round. Right now, it looks like Big Spring with the only chance. Well, of course, Andrews still has a chance, but I mean, Big Spring of the other two games that are close to being over, only one that has a chance to advance past the first round. And they've got their work cut out.
Barnes' kick is away. High end over end kick will be taken by Matkins. Coming to the 15, to the 20, finds a little seam across the 30, 35, comes back to the midfield, to 40, crosses the midfield stripe, to the sideline, 45, 40, and run out of bounds at the 39-yard lines of Andrews. A great return for Matkins of 50 yards.
Talk about being too fast for your body. He kind of got out in front of himself at about his own 40-yard line when he broke into the secondary.
He kind of had to just regain himself for a moment.
Well, that's the last thing the Mustangs wanted to do, is give up a return like that.
And let me tell you why I think that was effective. Andrews, I'm sure, all week has prepared on how to defend against the starburst. Stephenville didn't even get close to running the starburst. Matkins just took it on a direct feed right down the middle. Texas Bank third quarter is underway. Stephenville leading 24-14. Straight ahead handoff to Haney, who fumbles and then regains the ball at the 34-yard line in midair. He gets 5 yards on the carry, does the big fullback. The ball plopped up in the air, and you saw his big old paws just reach up in the air and grab the brown football and brought it right back to him.
What great concentration there by Haney in the midst of all those people grabbing hold of him. And, great return there by Matkins, and now I think you're going to see some power football from Stephenville.
Second down and 5 for the Jackets. Briles is in shotgun, double wingback set, twins to the near side, one to the far side. Briles on a straight ahead run by himself will get back to the line of scrimmage, and then flags come down. Well, once again, that's twice in a row we've seen the direct draw from center, I should say, from the quarterback in shotgun. And
hey, they finally called that offside.
Offsides against Andrews on the end that we've been seeing with his head in the neutral zone for quite some time.
That should be enough for a first down, right?
Boy, don't you know the side judge in front of the Stephenville coaches is getting an earful. He's in the neutral zone. Would you please pull the flag?
I mean, it's been like that all afternoon, and
that
or at least very close. Obviously not in it, or they'd have called it.
The penalty moves the ball to the Andrews 29-yard line. Boy, and with a touchdown here, you would go up 31-14, and you would take a lot of the Andrews fire and fans out of this game.
Maybe those horns, too.
God, I hope so. Briles under center. He sends Hunter in motion. Briles on a keeper. He'll be brought down for a big loss. There's been a lot of adjustments. You can tell by Andrews. All their adjustments have been made to stop Briles. And I think Briles may be well suited on the option to give the ball to the fullback.
Yeah, that was just a great defense there by the outside linebacker. That was Zach Tubb, who came in to make that tackle.
So a loss of 3 on the play. It's second down and 13. Douglas split to the far side. O'Neill's to the near side. Haney is at a wingback on the right with Gunn in the game now at fullback. He sets up now as a wingback on the left, and the tailback Hunter comes in motion to the near side. Briles, straight drop, looking to throw, throwing the deep fade pattern for Brady Gunn. He catches and then has it knocked away. I was about to say it was a great catch. It was slightly underthrown as Gunn was starting to break away on the defender who was back there. I believe that was Maltos. It was the outside linebacker who was running with Gunn and just got a hand in there to knock the ball away from Gunn.
5 minutes to go in the game from Lakeview, from Angelo. Brownwood now 28, Big Spring 22.
So how many unanswered points is that for Brownwood?
It was 22-13, so 15 points.
Third down and now 13 for the Jackets at the Andrews 33-yard line, just underway here in the Texas Bank third quarter. 24-14 Stephenville. Briles throwing out the flats. The ball is incomplete. A great defensive play by Jamie Jackson, the big defensive end, who knocked the pass down that was intended down the line of scrimmage for Bashaw. And now it's decision time. You're at the 32-yard line. 50 yards is probably too much to ask of your kicker, especially into the wind. It's too close to punt. So I guess you go for it.
Yes, sir, I believe you did. That's about the same position on the field where they were a moment ago. Well, in the first half when they went for it. They got to get down to the 19-yard line for the first down.
Trips to the near side, twins to the far side. Kendal is in shotgun formation. Snap back to him. Big blitz coming on the rush. Briles is in trouble. He'll run 35-30, 25-20 to the 15. Makes a move and goes out of bounds at the 14-yard line. Andrews sold out on the blitz. And when they missed Briles in the backfield, there was no support. He had lots of running room. And Freddie Ramos is going to be called for a clip.
No, he looks like he's got a ham.
Oh, he has pulled his hamstring.
He was the one that ran right by Briles, and Briles just tucked it inside of him. He is really hurting. He's trying to stretch it over there on the...
He is also the one that knocked the pass down on the play before.
Look at him. He's shaking it out at defensive end over there. You're right. The linebacker sold out and ran right past it.
So Briles now has his Jackets at 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Inside handoff to Hunter. Hunter gets to about the 11, a pickup of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Briles on the game now has 7 carries, 75 yards. Hunter, after that last carry of 4 yards, will put him at close to 117 yards on the day.
2 of 2 on 4th down conversions. Both of them right down there in that end of the field at about the same place and needing about the same amount of yardage.
13 yards. That's 2 huge 4th downs for Stephenville. High formation now behind Briles on 2nd down and 6. 2 receivers afar, 1 to the near side as the tailback Hunter comes in motion, giving the ball to Haney. Haney will be stopped right at the 10-yard line. And I don't know how Andrews is understanding this, but they know exactly which man to go to on the option play, because that time if Briles had kept it himself, he had the corner made, but on the previous play they had sold out on him where the fullback would have been good.
Well,
that time, just a great job of defense by Andrews to stuff it, so it's 3rd and 5.
The way that always works is these guys are playing their assignments, and everybody's getting taken. That tackle by defensive end Sergio Martinez, who was a starter last year on this defense.
So it's 3rd and 5 for the Jackets at the 10-yard line of Andrews. High snap but handled by Briles. He fumbles it, then goes to the ground, tries to pick it up, and goes and gets it himself, and then it's tackled at the 19.
Ooh.
Boy, that's just tough on concentration from Briles. It was a good snap right to him, and he just dropped it. It's now going to be 4th down and about...
I think you kicked this time.
4th and about 14. It would be they will bring the field goal unit in to kick the field goal. The spot will be at about the 26. This is a 36-yard attempt into what breeze there is.
Eben was kicking these, as you remember, during pregame, having no trouble from this distance. In fact, he was kicking them from 45.
There was a loss of 9 yards on that play. We'll see if it makes any difference. Nelson getting set for the 35-yard attempt. Snap back, hold down, kick is on the way, plenty of boot. It is on the way, it is up, and it is good. Even Nelson connects from 35 yards out, and Stephenville extends the lead 27-14 at the 7:54 mark of the Texas Bank 3rd quarter. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV. Welcome back. 7:54 to go in the Texas Bank 3rd quarter. Eben Nelson's 35-yard field goal, which had plenty on it, probably would have been good from easily 40. Extends Stephenville's lead 27-14. Johnny, the scoring drive?
Well, that's the way you want to start the half there in the second half. 9 plays, 64 yards. They go 4 minutes and 6 seconds off the clock. Nelson on that 35-yard field goal. It's good. 27-14, Stephenville. That brought to you by Walmart Vision Center.
High end over end pooch kick will be fair caught right on the 30-yard line by Danny Dowd. And so that is where the Mustangs will begin 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. First and 10 for the Mustangs. At their own 30-yard line.
Well, we have the first quarter score. Steve Ross is going to want to hear. I'll give it to him right after this play. Well, I can give it to you now. First quarter, Nebraska 9, K-State nothing.
How about that? K-State every year has trouble in Lincoln. Ross will come to him after this play. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs Pitch back to Woods, who's having some trouble, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Steve Ross, we're throwing it to you.
Craig Parks on the tackle there, by the way.
This is Craig Parks, and good news on the Cross Timbers orthopedic injury update. The Jackets in good shape so far. Dilson got his bell rung just a little bit right before the half. We didn't see that, but I talked to Dr. Jim Herbertson. He said he was fine. He just kind of got hit in the head.
But fine right now. We'll come back to you in a little bit. I'm sure some fans that are watching this game are wondering about Ryan Harris, who has not played in the ball game today. We'll come back to you about that right after this. 2nd down and 10 for the Mustangs. I formation again behind Kello. Play action. Kello setting up, looking to throw. Throwing across the middle. Has a receiver. It's picked off by Silva. It's a 41-yard line. Silva, who replaced Harris today, gets the pick at the 41-yard line of Andrews, and Stephenville will take over right there. Steve Ross, talk to us if you will. Well, Steve is talking to the doctors right now. Steve, talk to us if you will about Ryan Harris.
Ryan Harris had what many people call flu-like symptoms. He's been nauseous for about 21 hours before this game. I know he had some IV treatments, but he just did not feel like he could go. He's in shorts and a T-shirt here on the sideline. Anybody that's ever seen Ryan Harris play knows he could have dragged himself onto the field. He'd have been here today, but his replacement just made a big play right there. That just evident of the Jackets' depth.
Stephenville, 1st and 10 at the Andrews 41. Briles Salnil sends Wooten in motion, and the play clock had expired. Big Spring.
28 or 29? 28? 28-28. I guess they missed an extra point.
Goodness gracious. Big Spring misses the extra point. It's 28-28. Or did we get the report on the score before they had kicked the extra point, I wonder?
No, I bet it's...
They did miss the extra point, did Big Spring. It is Brownwood 28, Big Spring 28.
With 2.5 minutes to go. Hey, one thought about Ryan Harris not being in the game. He still got his seat on the bench, doesn't he? He's right here,
middle of the
sitting right
defense.
next to Monk, where he always sits. You got to love that.
It is a loss of 5 after the penalty. Stephenville celebrated so much they had a hard time getting the offense onto the field and get the play called in time. Briles is in shotgun, snap back to him. A big rush, but throwing the deep ball. Has it open. Hunter makes the catch 20, 15, 10, but loses his feet. Hunter will go down at the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal to go for the Jackets after the 30-yard reception from Briles to Hunter. 36 yards, correct that, on the reception, and Hunter had to extend his body so much to make the catch. He lost his balance and then tripped at about the 15 and went down at the 10. But 1st and goal to go for the Jackets at the Andrews 10.
I'm going to tell you, if Stephenville scores here, Andrews is in big trouble.
27-14, Stephenville on top of Andrews with 6:49 and counting here in the Texas Bank 3rd quarter.
Look at the defensive coaches now, right now down there talking to those guys saying, fellas, we need one more like that.
Briles under center, one back behind him. It is Hunter. Throwing the fade pattern up for Douglas. Douglas cannot get to the ball, and a flag will come down as the defensive back never turned and tried to make a play on the ball. He simply pushed Douglas on the play. The defender on that side was Josh Jennings, 6 foot, 170-pounder, and put him against 6'5" TJ Douglas. He's not going to have much of a chance with Douglas having the height advantage like he does.
A little bit of conversation. Both of them played the through a flag. Okay, it is defensive pass interference. By the way, now 3-1 in turnover ratio for Stephenville, and if they score on this one, Boots, it's going to be a demoralizing thing for the Stephenville, the Andrews defense.
The ball has moved all the way to the 2-yard line, and it'll be 1st and goal to go for the Jackets at the Andrews 2. Already leading by 13 right now with 6.5 to go in the Texas Bank 3rd quarter.
Looks like they're getting ready for hammer time if they don't score here.
Walker is at the tailback, Haney the fullback, and Briles is under center with Sinotsky lined up as a wing on the right side. Handed the ball to Walker. Walker gets close to the goal line. He'll be at about the 1. It'll be 2nd and goal to go from the 1.
And now it's going to be hammer time, I'm sure. Coach Briles wanting to know how far. Kendal says about that far.
About a yard, Daddy.
If that. Yeah, it's about a yard.
1st and goal to go for the Jackets. Excuse me, 2nd and goal to go for the Jackets. And now Big Keggins comes in the game for Doty as Smithwick stays in the game. Rotating some offensive linemen are the Jackets to stay fresh.
Man, did you see Sterling Doty's pants when he came off? That's a John Madden player right there.
Briles giving the ball to Walker. Walker across the top, touchdown. Great lead block by Haney. Gets Walker in the end zone, and Stephenville now extends their lead. 33-14 with the extra point coming at the 5:54 mark of the Texas Bank third quarter. Exactly 2 minutes gone by since the Eben Nelson 35-yard field goal. Eben Nelson, speaking of him, getting set for the extra point. Snap back, hold down, kick on the way. It is up, and it is good. Stephenville now has a 20-point lead as Nelson just ripped the scoreboard with the extra point kick. 34-14, Stephenville on top. .5:54 to go in the Texas Bank third quarter. Stephenville 34.
So already, oh, excuse me.
Andrews 14.
Already in this half, a big return on an opening kickoff, and then a big interception, both of those leading to touchdown.
10 points.
Or touchdown.
10 points for Stephenville so far here in the second half, and Andrews has had their hands on the ball for less than a minute.
Knee was down, yep.
The return man, McCain, for the Andrews Mustangs went to a knee to bring in the ball that was coming to him. Didn't realize that if you do that at the 18-yard line, or for that matter anywhere on the field, you're down at that point. And so that's where the Mustangs will have to begin, at their own 18-yard line.
The last score in summary, 4 plays, 41 yards, only took 1:07. Skywalker on the 1-yard run. PAT good, 34-14. Our score now, that score in summary brought to you by Farm Bureau and Insurance. Thanks to the good folks at Cheatham and Lansford CPAs for a donation, cash donation to the Hope Incorporated in Stephenville.
Andrews now trailing Stephenville by 20 points, 34-14. Kello is in shotgun with Wood standing next to him. Kello straight drop, throwing out in the flats. The ball is caught and then dropped. Low pass intended for J.J. Hayes. Or is it Danny Dowd? Well, let's look. Well, I've been saying it's J.J. Hayes because our roster shows 2 number 1s, but I look at it, J.J. Hayes is a freshman and Danny Dowd is a senior, so I'm betting that is Dowd then.
You're right. Second possession here in the second half for Andrews. Stephenville has scored on both of theirs. Of course, Andrews with that interception on their first possession.
After the incompletion, it's second down and 10 for the Mustangs. Again, Kello is in shotgun, hands the ball to Woods. Woods finds a seam outside the 25, cuts back to the 30, 31-yard line where Scott makes the tackle.
Tripped over his own player, Huddleston.
It is enough for the first down, a gain of about 12 yards for Woods. But I think Stephenville, even though there's 5.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter, is probably content on letting Woods have all the 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 yard runs he wants. It's going to chew up a lot of clock.
Well, and of course what Coach Briles wants to do here, stop them, score again, and then just, you know, put the dagger in their heart right there and finish this thing off. They won't give them any chance of thinking they can come back in the fourth quarter.
First and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 31-yard line. Kello back under center as the 2 backs behind him. 2 receivers in the near side. Pitch back to Woods. Tried to fumble, give the ball in the reverse. It's loose. The ball is on the ground, being fought for at the 20. And Andrews, no, Stephenville has come up with the football. Referees are pointing different directions. Clayton Harmon has the football. Stephenville takes over at the 21-yard line of Andrews.
Little trickery there on tried to do that reverse, and just a bad pitch from Woods. Boy, their pitches have not been good all day, whether it was the quarterback or in that case, the tailback, Jeremy Woods.
Kello pitched to Woods, who then tried to give the ball to the receiver, who was Kyle Humphreys going around. It was a bad pitch to Humphreys. The ball got on the ground, as a lot of the Stephenville fans are screaming horn and mocking of the horn from Andrews. There it goes.
There it is.
Briles is in shotgun. Twins to the far side, twins to the near side. Briles setting up, throwing to O'Neal across the middle, has the catch. A great cutback move, keeps his feet down to the 11-yard line. About a 10-yard reception. We'll wait and see on the spot if it is enough for the first down. It's right at the first down stick.
Well, this is exactly what we just talked about a moment ago. Stephenville wanted to hold them, come back and score, move the score up to about 41 to 14 and be done with this thing.
How many plays does Andrews have in the second half on offense? They
Not
had,
many.
I would think 4, 5, 6 maybe tops.
They've had 2 possessions and turned it over both times.
It is 9 yards on the completion, so it's 2nd and 1 for the Jackets at the 11-yard line of Andrews. Stephenville leading by 20, 34-14. Handoff to Walker, gets the first down, inside to the 6, to the 5. Great hard running for Sky Walker, and it'll be 1st and goal to go for the Jackets inside the 6, and credit the offensive line up front of Stephenville. Doty, Van Haddam, Collier, and Kegan Smithwick getting good surges up front for Stephenville. A flag is down on the play.
Boy, you see a tired defense right now. Look at Andrews, hands on hips.
Only 5 offensive plays in the second half for Andrews. It is face mask against Andrews, so tack on another half the distance to the goal at the end of this play. Folks, it'll be at the 2.5, and it'll be 1st and goal to go from right there.
I just happened to look up at Mike Levy right there on the sideline. As soon as he did it, he just went like, yeah, forget it. Come on, don't call that one.
So I'm sure you'll see Skywalker back in the game. You will.
Remember I told you last night I had a dream that we won 42-14?
Boy, that is getting really weird right now.
I tried to tell Servetto that, and he didn't want to listen to it. Get away from me.
Haney's at fullback, Walker's at tailback, and on the right side, Sean Tate fires off in front of the snap in be legal procedure against Stephenville. And instead of 1st and goal to go from the 2.5, it'll be 1st and goal to go from the 7.5.
Looks like Smithwick might be hurt. It's an arm or wrist or something he's holding. He might have to come out of the game.
Well, I don't know if the coaches have seen that as of yet. He's really holding his gut almost, it looks like.
He looks like he wants to come out.
And so checking in for Smithwick will be John Gilbert, 65. But coming out instead is Brian Keggins. I don't know if the coaching staff know how hurt Smithwick is right now. Well, he's gutting it up at the guard. We'll see what happens. Briles is at shotgun. It's 1st and goal to go from inside the 8. Hunter standing next to Briles. Who will take it? No, a play action for Briles. Throwing out the flats. Has Douglas at the 5. Goes in. Touchdown. But a flag was thrown at the goal line behind the play.
It looked like defensive holding by the safety.
Let's wait and see. If the penalty is against Andrews, it will be a touchdown. O'Neill says it is touchdown. Let's wait and see. The penalty will be holding against Andrews. It is declined. Touchdown, T.J. Douglas on the pass from Briles, 7 yards out. Stephenville now extends.
That'll be an interesting play of the game.
40-14 with the 3:43 mark here in the Texas Bank 3rd quarter. Yeah, you got to let the tape roll a little bit on that one, don't you?
Nelson, the PAT attempt.
Stephenville has scored now 17 points. Wait, there is a flag down before we can snap the extra point.
In 4 minutes and 11 seconds.
If the extra point is good. 17 points in just over 4 minutes. There is a flag down. Let's wait and see who this is against. Officials still talking about this on the extra point. Stephenville 40-14 on top of Andrews. It is offsides against Andrews. Boy, penalties really starting to pile up against the Mustangs, but the last one declined, obviously, for the Stephenville touchdown. Johnny, who had a dream that Stephenville would win 42-14, and Stephenville may be going for it. Goodness gracious, they are. If John Hollinger gets this right. They will move the ball to the 1.5-yard line.
Yay!
And there is reasoning behind this because it does make it an even 21 points, 3-touchdown lead for Stephenville, which could be important. Briles is under center, 3 backs behind him. Giving to Haney, the fullback across, 2-point conversion is good. 42-14, prognosticator John Hollinger right as Stephenville leads Andrews at the 3:43 mark of the Texas Bank 3rd quarter. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV. Welcome back. 3:43 to go in the 3rd quarter. And Johnny, that last stat you just gave me, how many unanswered points?
32 unanswered points for Stephenville. That last scoring drive, 4 plays, 21 yards, took a minute 24. Douglas, 8-yard pass from Briles, brought to you by Barnes & McCullough.
Pooch kick is taken at about the 35-yard line, and then a tackle is made at the 43-yard line.
We have a final from San Angelo. Brownwood Lions win 31-28 over Big Spring. They advance.
Kick a late field goal because Big Spring had scored with 2.5 minutes to go to tie it up 28-28 in those final 2.5 minutes. Brown gets a field goal to win it.
All right, we'll try to check on that Everman Snyder score. The last we had was 27-6. Everman on top in the second quarter.
First and 10 for the
Go ahead. Excuse me, I was going to say, looks like District 548 in trouble at the end getting out of the first round.
Kello under center. Play action. Looking to throw downfield across the middle. The ball is batted and then caught by one of the linemen, I think.
Yep. Great play.
Jumping up, it looked like Cal Gilson slapped the ball out of the air, and making the catch was 55 or 56. We'll have to get him down. Daniel Luan, 6 foot, 275-pound offensive lineman. Luan.
Yeah, Jay, put that in your stats, huh?
Luan, 1 catch for 4 yards. Yeah, Gilson was back about 7 or 8 yards. He jumped up and knocked the ball straight back to the line of scrimmage. Landed right in the arms of one of the offensive linemen. 2nd and 6, handing the ball to fullback. All kinds of trouble in the backfield. And there quickly for the Stephenville Yellowjackets to disrupt it in the backfield was Kent Howe. The fullback, Nunez, will barely get to the line of scrimmage, if that, and it'll be 3rd and 7.
By the way.
Yeah, loss of 1.
Hardin Simmons, 42. McMurray, 14.
Well, we did have some calls at the station this morning. People wanting that score because of all the Stephenville people involved in that football game.
By the way, Stephenville, 3 possessions here in the 3rd quarter, and they've scored on every one of them.
3rd down and 7 for the Mustangs. I formation. Straight drop for Kello. Looking to throw. Circling. Now throwing out across the middle. The ball is underthrown. Incomplete. Coaching staff from Andrews wants a pass interference. They will not get it. Good defensive coverage from Jesse Fanning, who swallowed up, I believe, McCann, who was the intended receiver. And it'll be now 4th down and 7.
I got a better call for you, Andrews. How about the holding call by the lineman on Scott Lee? He got tackled. He just pulled him right down on top of him. The referee doesn't even call it.
McCain getting set to punt. He'll set at his own 35-yard line, awaiting the snap.
We have a final in the Tennessee-Arkansas game we're going to give you here in just a moment.
Oh, Rossi. Snap back to McCain high, but it is handled. Thought about running, and then he punts the ball. Stephenville will just get away from the football as it hits to the 15, gets inside the 10, gets down to the 5, and they can't stop it before it goes across the end line.
53 yards.
53 yards on the kick, and they'll bring this one back to the 20-yard line. You've got to stop it before it goes into the end zone.
Final, Arkansas 28, Tennessee 24. That is the final.
Hey, Ross, how do you feel about that one? Come on.
I hate that. I really do, man. I wanted them to win the national championship.
I don't think so.
I just got 2 words to say.
Yeah.
Corn
Huskers. That's what I thought.
That's the most fair-weathered college fan I know, because he cheers for the 2 better teams, and whenever one of them loses, he cheers for the other one.
I spent equal time of my life in both states. Give me 2 more years and I'll be big Texas.
There you go.
Hey, if you can find Servetto on the sideline, would you tell him about Hollinger's prognostications about this score?
I told him before the game, but he wouldn't want to listen. Make sure you tell him that.
1st and 10 for the Jackets, their own 20-yard line. Give straight ahead to Haney. Haney powers his way out to the 28-yard line. A pickup of about 7 on the play.
Servetto said, you guys have been easy on me all year because I hadn't been around you.
42-14, Stephenville on top of Andrews here with 1:48 and counting, and expect Stephenville to really keep this one on the ground, or if they do go to any passing plays, be pretty conservative.
Yeah, I think just power football, and let's get this one over with and go to next week.
It has been set. Stephenville hold on and win. They will take on the winner of Hershey and Brewer. That game next week. As Skywalker breaks the line of scrimmage, 30 across the 35, keeps his feet across the 40 to the 41-yard line. A gain of 11 or 12 yards on the play, even more than that, 13 yards on the carry.
Well, nothing like putting fresh legs in on offense if you're a defensive player.
Stephenville will play the winner of Hershey and Brewer. Stephenville goes ahead and wins today. Next Saturday, 1 o'clock, Texas Stadium.
Got to figure that Hershey should win that ball game. You never know, but obviously, but you got to figure they're gonna win it.
I was so surprised. I thought Weatherford would beat Denton, but I thought it would be a much closer game than it was. Weatherford just manhandled Denton. who was one of the teams that tied with Hershey for the district championship. Zach Hunter across the 45 out to the 46, 47, 48-yard line. A pickup of 7 on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Boy, there's a tired defense on the field for the Mustangs right now. And Stephenville can just do this the rest of the afternoon. Maybe one more play here.
And then we'll go to the 4th.
Well, we got the matchup we hoped out of Division I, Weatherford and Brownwood next week. That's a game they ought to play in Stephenville.
Got to. It's right between the two schools. It's a big enough stadium now with the expansion at Tarleton Memorial Stadium to
Play it
handle
on
that.
Friday night if you're listening, right?
Yeah, let's go watch that game.
We want to see that.
Briles under center, inside fake. Now the give to Walker across the 45, cut back at the 40, now back to the outside, holding on to the football, running out of bounds at the 35-yard line, a 1st down, but wait, there's a flag back at the 48 in the middle of the field, and I believe this one might be coming back. That was kind of Keith Jackson there. It is hold against Stephenville, and the spot of the foul is past the 1st down marker at about the 48. So if you back them up 10 yards, then it'll be then 2nd and 9.
Yeah, it should be 10. Or yeah, it'll be about 9.5. So give him 4 yards on the carry and then take 10 away from him.
Yeah, about 9 yards is what Stephenville will need on 2nd down. 11 seconds remaining here in the Texas Bank 3rd quarter.
I think the consensus of the fans is that they want the chop song to be played as we speak.
Only the 2nd penalty of the game against Stephenville. That is fantastic. That will be the end of the 3rd quarter. Our appreciation to the folks at Texas Bank who handled the 3rd quarter sponsorship. Second down and 9 for the Jackets as we begin the 4th quarter, brought to us by Techstar Ford in Stephenville, our neighbors next door. Pitch out to Wooten. Wooten making the cut. 45 gets the 1st down, but they'll say, oh, he stepped out of bounds at the 49-yard line. He made a nice cutback, did Josh, at around that point. Had plenty for the 1st down, but he will be spotted as going out of bounds at the 48-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 3 for Stephenville.
You know, I'm reminded going on back in Stephenville today, the Cowboy Capital Walk of Fame induction going on, and it should be, I believe Street Dance should be starting right about now with Rusty Weir and Chris Wall. And people who may be heading back early, there's good reason to. Going out there downtown and participate in that.
Inside handoff to Walker. Walker gets to about the 50-yard line if they spot him there. No, they'll spot him only at the 49. So it'll be 4th and 2 for the Jackets.
You hear what's going on, Boots, with the band? Every time they honk the horn, the band section stands up and blows their
trombone blows their horns.
This is great.
It's 4th and 2. Kendal Briles will stay in the game, so Stephenville will go for it. Hey, congratulations to the Stephenville Honeybee Cross Country team. They were in Round Rock today for the state meet, and the Bees finished 7th in the state in cross country, so congratulations to them.
Absolutely.
4th down and 2 for Stephenville. Briles under center, straight off handoff to Walker. Walker will keep powering his feet, and this will be very close to the yardage needed for the 1st down.
Got it by half a yard.
We'll wait and see on the spot. Boy, he had to get past the 49-yard line of Andrews.
If the head linesman gets the spot, it's 1st down.
It's not a very good spot, Johnny.
Oh, it's not. He didn't give a very good one. 3rd quarter score, Everman on top of Snyder now 27-13. So Snyder scoring a touchdown there and an extra point.
Snyder being behind does not bother them because that is a team that will throw the football.
Boy, I think he's short.
I do too. I don't think it was a very good spot. I think by the length of the football, he will be short of the yardage needed.
Yeah. No, he got it.
Oh, by the nose, he got the touchdown. Well, thank goodness they don't ask us to make measurements.
Especially from this distance.
We're farther than anyone else in the stands.
And they're here trying to call it.
Yeah, exactly.
What's that about?
1st and 10 for the Jackets at the just inside the 49-yard line of Andrews.
Alexander working the horn section down there for Stephenville band. All
Having
right.
a good time with
he
that.
just cues them up when it's time.
It's the baritones, trombones, and tubas. Basically, the brass goes right back at the horn when Andrews blows their horn. First and 10 for the Jackets. Briles in shotgun, rolling out, setting up, throwing across the middle to Avalos. Could not quite make the catch. It's just out in front of him.
Here goes the horn. Let's
He
see.
dove at the 25, just a little bit in front of Avalos.
Well, I think the horn thing's kind of run its course. What do you think? It's kind of lame now, isn't it?
Yeah, and especially since you're losing 42 to 14.
You know, I think Jacob said it best last year. I'll go ahead and say it so he doesn't have to this year. You know, the other bad part about this is you got to get in your car and drive back to Andrews after all this.
Well, there's been some debate on how far it is to Andrews, but I'm guessing how far it is a lot longer today.
Yeah, too far. A lot of people have already left, too.
Second down and 10. Pitch to the near side. Wooten trying to get to the outside. Cannot. Will lose about a yard back at the 49, almost the 50-yard line.
By the way, Smithwood's still in the game, so he shook off whatever was bothering him. He acted like it was his arm or wrist or something, but, you know, credit that young man for gutting it up and sticking in there.
Third down and 11 for the Jackets. Ball back at the 50-yard line. 10-18 and counting in the Techstar Ford fourth quarter. Stephenville 42, Andrews 14. Briles under center with one back behind him. That's Wooten. Now he'll go in motion to the far sideline. Briles rolling out, looking to throw. Throwing the deep ball for Wooten. Going up for it. Can't quite make it as it's tipped away at the last moment by McCain. A good defensive play by him. Wooten was coming out of the backfield in motion and just took off down the sideline. And McCain, the cornerback who had coverage on Wooten, went high in the air to tip it away. It'll be fourth down. And Stephenville now will punt only for the second time in the last 4 games.
First time here in the second half they didn't score on a possession. 3 of 4. That means now they're 7 of 10 on scoring possession.
Snap back to O'Neal. Punt is away. Spiraling kick that will hit at the 3-yard line and bound on into the end zone. 50 yards on the punt from O'Neal. Netted of 30 as they'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line, and that's where the Andrews will begin with 9:52 remaining in the Techstar Ford fourth quarter. Stephenville 42, Andrews 14.
Sure would be funny if it stayed like this, wouldn't it?
John Hollinger. A sneaky part of you on that drive was not wanting them to score.
That's right. That is weird.
First and 10 for the Andrews at their own 20-yard line. Kello is in the game at the quarterback position. He has Wood standing next to him in shotgun. Kello setting up, looking to throw. Now he'll run, but then tuck it up and throw it. The intended receiver was the tight end, Tyson Deaver. Drops the football, does not make the catch. It'll be second down and 10 after the incompletion.
Let's go down to Steve Ross on the sideline. Steve?
A couple more Cross Timbers Orthopedics injury updates. I talked to Ryan Harris, Stephenville's outstanding linebacker. I said, "Are you going to live?" He said, "Yes, sir." He said he'll be ready next week. Also talked to Craig Parks. He's really excited to get to play. He said his knee feels great. Didn't take a step back today. He will not play any more today. He's ready for next week.
Fantastic. Second down and 10 for the Mustangs. Kello again in shotgun with Woods standing next to him. Woods will take the draw on the handoff. Coming to the near side, Monk cannot quite make the catch on him, but the rest of the Jackets do chase him down, including Cal Gilson, running him out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. Woods is a very tired man as you see him just kind of trotting back to the huddle. Let's see.
I believe that was also Casey Allen that was in on that tackle, was it not? Number 80, yes.
15 carries, 91 yards, with 47 of those coming on 1 carry. So basically more than half of those 15 carries, one of them going for the majority of the distance. He will get to the 31-yard line. Enough for the first down, about a 2-yard gain, and so they will move the chains at the 9:07 mark. Stephenville on top of Andrews, 42 to 14. Boy, and if it couldn't be any worse for Andrews fans, it now does. As the sun starts to set a little bit, it's right in the face of the Andrews fans, and all the Stephenville fans, for a lot of them anyway, are in the shade.
Well, a lot of the Stephenville fans still here, enjoying this road trip today up to Shotwell Stadium in Abilene, and a pretty darn good football game.
First and 10 for the Mustangs. Kello in some trouble. He'll be sacked back at the 26-yard line. It is Howell making the sack for Stephenville.
Look at Woods down on the knees. He's said it. He's tired.
He is a very tired young man.
I don't know why he hadn't done a lot.
16 carries, 93 yards. He has been beaten up today.
He has. I say that. It's easy to say when you're sitting up here in the cool shade.
Well, you know, we've had some coaching staff have told us, they said there has never been a game in which a football team in the playoffs we're playing was very one-dimensional to that one back as he beaten us.
Well, there was that one team.
Well, I didn't want to mention that one performance, but you're talking with all the other games. Deep pass to McCain, who drops it at midfield.
Oh, he was wide open.
McCain had gotten in the soft spot of the secondary underneath the free safety and between the corners.
I can't believe they're not calling holding on the offensive line. They're just tackling our front guys that are trying to get in. And
were you talking about Kyle Easter earlier being in the game? He is now playing some free safety from Stephenville. Also playing in there as well is Caleb Reeves. These are guys up from sub-varsity getting playing time, as well as the corner on the near side, which is Casey Allen. You talked about him. 3rd down and 15. Giving the ball to Woods. Woods across the 25, outside to the 30, 35 to the 40, and he has run out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. A bunch of underclassmen for Stephenville getting some playing time right now. And this is valuable experience for them.
Sure is going to mess up my prediction.
Well, 8 minutes to go in the contest. Valuable experience for these guys, so that once they are starters, get in the playoffs, these big playoff scenarios are not near as overwhelming as it would be if that was their first time to be on the field.
Yeah, good point. We can just stop them here. I think we can run the clock out for this one.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 45-yard line. 42-14 Stephenville on top of the Mustangs. Kello play action, throwing the deep ball on the far sideline. Ball is going to be over the outside shoulder of the intended receiver and out of bounds. The intended receiver for the Mustangs was Brady Haygood.
Good defense that time by Kyle Easter, who was completely covering Haygood.
See, some of the other Jackets are getting some playing time right now. Patronus is in there, as well as for Stephenville.
Dina.
Also, looks like Mark Vasquez.
Derek also in there on defense.
We'll get to others as we can find them. So it's 2nd down and 10. Handoff to Woods. Woods is stacked up at the line of scrimmage. As a matter of fact, goes down for a loss. Chris Stone coming up, making the tackle for Stephenville. I believe it was. Let's wait till they have about 45. Chris Stone, a loss of 2 on Woods. So it'll be 3rd down and 12.
Well, I tell you, it has just been a total domination on the both sides of the ball, but especially on the defensive line and the offensive line for the Andrews Mustangs.
3rd down and 11 for the Mustangs officially, as Kello is under center with the one back, that is Woods, behind him. 3 to the far side. Caleb setting up, looking to throw in the far flats. Has a receiver. It's over his head. The intended receiver, Ben Huddleston. It'll be 4th down, and I'm sure the Mustangs will be forced to punt as Johnny Claps with his guess on the score can stay intact. Or will the Mustangs go for it? 7:09 remaining in the Techstar fourth quarter. 42-14 Stephenville on top of Andrews, and the Mustangs will go for it on 4th and 11.
You know, Andrews not going to lose a whole lot, Boots. Jeremy Woods, just a junior. He'll be back next year.
We'll lose the fullback Nunez and the quarterback Pillow. We'll lose Chris McCain, who has had some big plays in this game. But you're right, if you're bringing back Jeremy Woods, who is just a junior, that's a lot to build around next year, and the talented receiver, Ben Huddleston.
Speaking of McCain, I believe I'd watch for him.
He is in the slot right now as Kello throws the other way, high over the head of the intended receiver, and almost picked off. The intended receiver for Andrews was Brady Haygood, and then almost making the pick was Caleb Reeves. Ball will turn her over on downs to Stephenville at the Andrews 44-yard line with 7:05 remaining. And Johnny, your score may be in jeopardy from a different direction.
Yeah, no kidding. All that Stephenville is going to do now is just pound the ball up the middle. Some other guys are going to get to play now on the offensive side of the ball. And I think you're right. I think they could be in trouble right there.
Number 6 is in the game at quarterback, but that is not Patronus. See if we can get a find out on who that is. It'll be Second down and 9 for the Jackets. Handing the ball straight up the middle was Ben Vaughn taking the handoff. Boy, Jay's going to have a tough time right now.
Yeah, it usually does in these games.
Richie Petronas is number 6 for Stephenville, and I know
A few guys starting to make their fans starting to make their way home, but not a bunch of them.
but this is not the Petronas jersey, I know, because Petronas has his name on the back of his jersey. Another underclassman up, second down and 9. Inside trap handoff going to the 40-yard line. That was Jared Elliott. Cool. Making the carry for about 3 yards. And
I think maybe Steve Ross has that information for us.
Go ahead, Stevie.
Well, that is Kevin Kolb, the freshman quarterback that's in at quarterback.
All right, thank you.
All right, did he say Kevin or Caleb?
Kevin Kolb.
Kevin Kolb is in quarterback right
Also,
now.
John, I fulfilled your request. I told Coach Trevetto your prediction. He said, Hollinger's weird, isn't he?
3rd and 6, going forward for about a yard.
No doubt about that, brother.
Was Ben Vaughn. He'll get to about the 39-yard line. So it'll be 4th down and 5 for Stephenville.
Yeah, I said, Coach, I had a dream last night about the outcome of this game, and you don't want to hear it. And he's like, okay, what was it? 42-14. Get away from me.
And I believe Stephenville will punt again. They will as O'Neill makes his way out onto the field.
Well, and, you know, they need to practice this.
Punting.
Yeah, remember Coach Briles talked about that in Coffee with Coach.
That's one of the reasons they had some trouble on the high snap, because it'd been so long since they'd punted in a contest against Granbury.
They really did want to work on it. They were wanting to take a little more time off the clock yet. Well, like all of it.
Stephenville will be guilty of the delay of game, which will move the clock down to 5:11 remaining in the Techstar Ford fourth quarter, 42-14.
That's only the 3rd penalty, I believe, isn't it? How about that? That was an intentional one.
2 unintentional penalties against Stephenville today. That's it.
Man.
They'll start the clock again, Johnny, after a delay of game. So why don't you just move it back a few more times? We'll go under 5 minutes by the time O'Neill will get this one away. He kind of just hits this one off the side of his foot to take a little pooch kick. Gets a nice little bounce. It cues at the sideline and kicks back toward the middle of the field and rolls dead at the 9-yard line. 36 yards on the nice little English shot from O'Neill.
That was good.
Well, that's just like taking a very finely chalked cue and hitting the very, very right bottom half side of the cue ball, and it just hits and spins backwards on the right side.
No masse shots here.
Okay, excuse me. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 9-yard line.
They did start the clock after the delay of game, didn't they? What does that tell you? It's time to go home.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Keller will stay in the game, and so will Woods at the tailback. Nunez is at the fullback. Split receivers to both sides. Ben Huddleston split to the far side. Pitch back to Woods at the 5, has to cut up, makes a couple men miss at the 10, gets to the 15, and then is hammered down at about the 19-yard line. Very close to the yardage needed for the 1st, and he had to hurdle quite a few blue jerseys behind the line of scrimmage.
There again, a little trouble on the pitch, too. It's been like that all day long for those guys.
It'll end up being a pretty good statistical game for Jeremy Woods, but you've got to realize that the majority of his yards have come when this game was already well in hand.
Well, and not near as good as his counterpart last year, or the predecessor last year, Sean Williams.
He had about 270 yards in this game. Woods across the 20 will be stood up at the 21-yard line. A gain of about 2. That was enough for the 1st, as he was just short on the previous play.
A few folks starting to make their way out of the stands now, and who can blame them at this point? 4:08 to go.
Well, this stays pretty close in the average of the Stephenville scoring average this year, doesn't it?
Yeah, what, 37? Pretty close to what they've been giving up, too.
McCain to the near side with Huddleston, one split receiver to the far side, as Woods is the tail. Nunez the fullback. Woods gets the carry. He fumbles the football. Stephenville, I believe, has gotten on the ball, and they have. At the 21-yard line, Stephenville will get the football by number 46, Reggie Hakes, or was it Jared Elliott?
Hakes.
Now, they're congratulating 46 on the sideline.
Yeah, it was Hakes.
I know, 0s and 6s look pretty similar out there.
Yeah.
Stephenville will get the ball at the 20-yard line with 3:44 to go. Johnny holding his breath.
Take a knee, Coach, take a knee. Well, you know Coach Briles, he won't try to run it in there. He's such a guy that doesn't like to run up the score, right, Coach?
Justin Doggett is split to the near side with Kolb again at quarterback, I formation behind him. Running the option is Kolb. Kolb will pitch out by Wooten to the 15, to the 10, 5 across, touchdown Wooten. Johnny's scoring prognostication comes to an end, but Stephenville extends 48-14 with the extra point upcoming at the 3:36 mark of the Techstar Ford fourth quarter.
Oh, well.
Nelson getting,
at least it was us that did it, not them.
Nelson getting set for the extra point. Snap back to Petronas, hold down. Nelson's kick is up, and it is good. Welcome back, 49-14, Stephenville on top after that Wooten run.
In defense of what I've been saying all day, I did wake up early from the dream, all right?
Oh, there may have been another score, what you're telling me.
See, I woke up early. I got woke up. And the phone was ringing.
So whoever called you, it was their fault.
Yeah, so if I'd have gone back to sleep, I'd have known it would have been 49-14.
Or if there's more scoring to come.
Exactly. That last scoring play, only one play, 21 yards, Wooten on the 21-yard run. Scored summary brought to you by Lupi's.
Virgin's kick will come to about the 10-yard line by Bueno. Bueno across the 20, across the 30, keeps his feet, 40, one man to beat. It is Virgin. Virgin runs him out of bounds at the 41-yard line of Andrews.
You got stopped by the kicker.
Great job by Brent Virgin to be the safety man and to run Bueno out of bounds.
I noticed our Steve Ross out wandering around a moment ago. Was there,
Rossi, what are you doing?
any method to your madness down there in the end zone?
I went to talk to Stephenville's former quarterback coach, Leon Greason, who's now the offensive coordinator at Abilene High, and he's real excited about their team's chances. We'll tell you more about what he had to say in a moment.
All right.
Abilene High with a big win last night up in Lubbock. They advanced to the second round. Interior handoff will go down to about the 36-yard line.
Let's go back down to Steve.
Well, I asked Coach Greason, I said, well, Coach, this is your first time to see him. Can they go again? He just kind of laughed and looked at me. He said he thought the big matchup, and a lot of people do, will be in the semifinals with Highland Park.
Yeah. So he has been paying attention, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
Yeah.
7 yards on the carry. It's second down and 3.
Coach Leon Greason, one of the great guys that came out of this program.
Kello, pitch back, new running back in the game. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Taking the run was 21, that's Johnny Garcia. Good.
Guys,
go ahead.
if you get a chance, there's a lot of interest among the coaches into how the Everman Bulldogs are doing. So if you can run that score down,
sure will.
I'd really like to know.
We'll get that for you.
So it's third down and 3. Andrews back to the line of scrimmage.
I guess he gave him the Brownwood score.
I would think.
Yeah.
Boy, there's not very many people in front of us right now.
It's kind of clearing out, isn't it?
Kello throwing out in the flats, has his receiver. It's caught. It's Huddleston. He gets down to the 26-yard line.
It's chop time. Yeah. Thought it might be about time for that.
First down extends the chains to the 26-yard line, rather moves them. It will be under 2 minutes by the time Andrews snaps the ball again. 49-14, Stephenville on top of Andrews. Well, it could be another clean sweep for District 6-4A as it was last year against District 5-4A.
Is Coach Briles doing the chop down there?
I think you might have been a little bit.
All right.
Twins to the near side. Pitch coming back to Garcia. Garcia will be run down back at the 28-yard line. A great stop. Stephenville's Reggie Hakes.
Reggie.
Let's see. The runner, however, was Rusty Rex.
Rusty Rex? He did hit a wreck there, didn't he?
Second down and, we'll call it 12 for the Mustangs. 1:24 and counting.
Reggie and Rusty got together and wrecked.
49-14 Stephenville on top of Andrews here in the Techstar fourth quarter.
Last thing Coach Levy said to me was when he was down on the field, I sure hope we can play with you guys today. They did for a while.
Kello under center, running the option. Into trouble, busted play, will be sacked all the way back at the 39-yard line. Chance. I'm going to give a try on this. Insminger, and if I blew that last name, I apologize, and I'll find the pronunciation
Great
this
speed.
week. He had a great beat on the quarterback, Kello, and brought him down for the huge sack all the way back at the 39-yard line. It'll be third and about 20 at least. And, boy, from the early part of that, Johnny, you could tell Kello was looking to pitch the ball, and there was no one to pitch it to, and he was in a lot of trouble, exposed, and then was sacked.
Steve Ross, we do have a score for you. Third quarter, Everman 34, Snyder 13.
Well, it looks like the clean sweep will come. Play action, Kello rolling out, in some trouble, will throw it back against the grain. Woods is open at the 25, 20, it cuts back at the 15, down to the 10, to the 5, touchdown. Jeremy Woods will get the score. 39 yards when it was third and 22 to go. 49-20 now, and Johnny's dream really must have been woken up early because there was 2 more scores to come.
I tell you what, that woman that called me is in trouble.
That came at the 13-second mark of the ball game. Stephenville almost got out of here by keeping the big lead that they have a little bit more respectable now. Extra point coming, or will Andrews go for 2? Boy, they'll have to take a timeout. Just did not know what they wanted to do. Take a timeout with them. 13 seconds remaining in the game. Stephenville 49, Andrews 20. Back in 1 minute on KSTV.
No, you don't have to. Don't lose it. Now let's go. 1, 2, 3, go.
Two-point attempt tipped away. Chris Stone getting a...
All right, welcome back. The Andrews Mustangs went for 2. Welcome back. I'm practicing. Welcome back from the break. 2-point conversion Andrews went for was incomplete. So the score will stay 49-20. We temporarily lost phone connection back to Stephenville. We're back up. Thanks to Justin and Shane. 13 seconds remaining in the Techstar fourth quarter. Stephenville 49, Andrews 20, and well, 1 o'clock. Next Saturday, Texas Stadium. A lot of people are going to be paying attention to what goes on tonight at the Birdville Independent School District Fine Arts and Athletic Complex. Hershey and Brewer.
However, my prediction was a 28-point win, and it's a 29-point win now.
Because they went for 2.
So I'm
And
back
did
on
not
track.
get it.
I'm back on track with the margin of victory.
Well, it's 29.
No, it was 28.
Oh, I'm seeing. I hear what you're saying. Your original prediction was what again?
42-14.
All right. Well, obviously, Andrews will go for the onside kick, as that's the way they line up the football with the tee.
Yelza. And why not? 13 seconds.
Onside kick attempt. High kick will go in the air, and this one will not even go 10 yards. Stephenville will get the ball anyway at about the 49-yard line. And there is 10 seconds remaining. Stephenville will go
Funny,
to
I don't
an
hear
inning.
that horn anymore.
Yeah, where is the horn from Andrews?
I think it's been dehorned.
Good one, Johnny. All righty, so it's 1st and 10 for the Jackets at the 49-yard line of Andrews. 49-20, Stephenville on top. Stephenville will take one knee and then go to the house. Boy, and it does get a lot quieter, too, when all the Stephenville fans leave without the cans in front of us as well. Kolb is in shotgun, low snap, but handled, and he will go to a knee, and that will do it. Our final score from Shotwell Stadium, Stephenville in the 90s, 10-0 in by-district competition. They extend their winning streak to 21 straight. Today they beat Andrews, move on to the area round as they beat the Mustangs of Andrews 49-20. Stay tuned.